Welcome back, football fans, to what could be the final episode of the prediction show this year. What a year it has been for the channel. We hit 20,000 subscribers recently. Thank you all for that. And because of that, this video is absolutely jam-packed. I have saved the best until last. Let's have a look at what's coming up. You'll notice the trends pages over there. We're going to start with a brand new segment called Quickfire Trends. We work our way through the trends pages and pick out some of the most interesting statistics for the upcoming weekend. Then we head over to the form guide, as you can see here, and you can see Nottingham Forest there. They've won 5 of the last 6. They are now 3rd in the Premier League away at Everton this weekend. Tight game expected there. We'll be taking a look at many teams and statistics from this page also in this episode. And I'll also be announcing a brand new feature to this page, so stay tuned for that. Then it's over to this tool, much loved, absolutely insane tool, let's be honest. It provided a winner in the Boxing Day video, as it usually does in terms of man versus machine, which is also coming, by the way. This is what I'm trying to say with this tool. We will be doing man versus machine once more. I've got 3 selections for you today. I've got a treble, I've got a double, and I've got a single, a very interesting single from the EFL, so stay tuned for that. But yes, man versus machine will return, and let's see what it gives us this time. So let's get started with the quick fire trends, but just before we do, if you've got a moment, hit like, hit subscribe, and comment any of your predictions for this weekend's fixtures. I had to double check the day. It feels like a Wednesday or something today. Dates are all over the place. We've got so much football coming up in the next 5 days, as you can see by the trends pages here. So let's get started without further ado with quick fire trends. From the home wins section, we also have the worst away team, and Plymouth have lost 10 out of 12 games this season. They are on the road once more on Sunday away at Oxford United. Plymouth have scored just 0.25 goals per game. Oxford, with a new manager, Gary Rowett, comes into this after a 3-2 home victory in his first game against fellow strugglers Cardiff. Another victory against Plymouth this weekend could see them put even more distance between themselves and the teams in the bottom 3. Wayne Rooney's Plymouth absolutely dire at the moment away from home, and it's no wins in 7 for Rooney. How long will he last? Sticking with the home wins page, we go to the other side, which is the actual home wins. We've got Celtic here, who are unbeaten at home this season, but not just that. If we look at the fixture in a bit more detail, we can see that they are unbeaten at home in 2024, and this is the final home game of 2024. Can they remain unbeaten all year, or will there be an issue against St Johnstone? I don't think so. Firm favourites at 1.11, as you might expect, and as always, it's worth an alert if they go behind or get a man sent off. St Johnstone has scored in the last 5 away games that they have played, but of course, going to Celtic Park is a very different task. Let's continue looking at strong home teams, and Brentford have caught my eye. They are 6s, 5-1 to beat Arsenal, who they host on New Year's Day. Now, Brentford weathered the storm against Brighton and held on for a 0-0. It was just their 2nd point of the season away from home, and now, on the 1st of January 2025, they are hosting Arsenal. In the Premier League this season, no team has picked up more home points than Brentford, and no team has scored more goals, 26, at home than Brentford. I like the look of Brentford to simply score a goal at 1.5. What about you? Let us all know in the comments. Now, we all know about Brentford and their BTTS record, so that is a good segue into BTTS on this quick fire trends, and we can see here the away teams top of the pile. From India, Kerala Blasters 1.53 to make it 7 out of 7 games away from home, ending with BTTS. Now, they're away at Jamshedpur at 2 p.m. on Sunday, and this is a home team that has scored in every single home game so far this season. Negative goal difference for the away team, and the home team, of course, scoring in every game, as we just saw. BTTS in 83% of games, so 1.53 looks like a decent option here to add to your doubles, and also looks a decent option for an alert, which I am going to do right now. Let me know if it hits evens. From BTTS to first half goals on this Quickfire Trends segment, and we have a few teams here that are worth checking out, especially from the Premier League and the EFL. Norwich City have seen a goal in every single home game before half-time, 11 out of 11, and 1.4 pre-match is actually pretty high for this market. This is Norwich City's form, not the best at home, much better. They are hosting an improved QPR team that do come into this on the back of a 3-0 away defeat on Boxing Day, and they are away once more at Norwich. Quite an incredible record for QPR. They have scored just one goal away from home before the break this season. Just one goal in the first 45 minutes. Compare that to Norwich City, 14 first half goals when playing at home. And more importantly, for the single that I'm going to suggest, they have won 64% of games by half time. I think that Norwich half-time, full-time is a decent play at 2.87 here. And if we look at the probability model, we can see that the implied odds are 1.76, and you can get Norwich for around 1.8. So marginal value bet 1.81 with Daffabet. Now for a couple of away teams in League One, as you can see there, we've got Reading and we've got Blackpool. Now the Reading game is on Wednesday, but Blackpool Sunday at 3 p.m. They've just gone away, interestingly, on Boxing Day to Wrexham and scored, of course, as they are still rocking a 100% record. And now they are away at Birmingham City, so two very tricky away days for Blackpool and their fans and their players, of course. These are the results for Blackpool on the road, and you can see that they have scored in all but 2 games away from home, and in terms of a first half goal, as we saw, it is of course 12 out of 12. They've scored in the last 5 away games, and in each of those games there has of course been a first half goal. Now for Birmingham, what we will say, plenty of clean sheets in there. Can Blackpool do what they did on Boxing Day and score away from home in the first half against one of the best teams in the league? Now, we mentioned Brentford before, who are hosting Arsenal. They appeared on the home wins trend section. They appeared on the BTTS trend section. And now they are appearing on the first half goals trend section as well, because 9 out of 9 games so far at their stadium have seen a goal before the break. And what's interesting about this is that Brentford have actually scored in 8 of those 9 games. When they lost 2-0 to Forest, Forest got one before the break. They welcome Arsenal, who did score early on against Ipswich, 23rd minute for Kai Havertz in that game, and Arsenal were pretty unlucky not to get another goal. They played really well, some great football there, so I would not put it past them scoring. As I mentioned before, Brentford to get a single goal at 1.5 is my pick for this game. Let me know what you're on in the comments. Will there be a first half goal? Can Brentford upset the apple cart a little bit here and put a spanner in the works in terms of Arsenal's title hopes? Sticking with first half goals, we'll take a look at one more team, and it is Manchester City, the champions, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be champions this year. They couldn't lose this game, could they? They are away at Leicester on Sunday the 29th, 2:30 p.m. Leicester City conceding for fun at the moment. Man City not scoring many goals at all. Which way will this one go? Every home game for Leicester has seen at least one first half goal. Every away game for Man City has seen at least one first half goal. And just a quick segue, this is my FPL team. Talk to me in the comments about yours. The question I've got for you, Erling Haaland, do I take him out this week? I've been umming and ahhing about it for the past month or so. And in that time, he's hardly scored and he's missed penalties. I think I'm going to leave him in for Leicester, because Leicester are conceding 2.6 goals per game across the last 10 fixtures. Let's hope that continues and Haaland gets at least one, but I'm still thinking about taking him out. Let me know what you think in the comments. For the next game, we are moving away from England. We are going to Portugal. This game is on Sunday as well. Sporting hosting Benfica. Despite the post-Amorim form, which wasn't very good, they've sacked the manager. They brought in a new manager from the team that has the 5th best home record in the league, by the way. This is his first game, and despite that difficult time after Amorim, they still have one of the best home records in the league. They've won 6 out of 7, and they are facing Benfica, who are top of the table. Let's take a look at some of the head-to-head data. There has not been an away win in this fixture in the last 6 meetings, and just 3 in all of the meetings since 2019. Now, Rui Borge is the new manager, and his previous side if we look at the home form here, they have the 5th best home record with 2 points per game. That is the manager that they have got now that they sacked the coach that took over after Amorim. So based on the probability model here, 2.33, the home win is a marginal value bet, which has me looking at the double chance. Sporting to win or draw this game. The thing is with these players, they've not just turned bad overnight. They've not sold anybody yet. Yes, they've lost the manager. Yes, they've lost some of the coaches. They all went to Manchester United, but you've got a manager now coming in who is clearly a very good manager and especially has a good home record in this division. Will there be a new manager bounce in this game? Sporting to win or draw, 1.5, of course. Draw no bet, 1.83. Let me know what you think about that one in the comments. So that was Quickfire Trends. I hope you enjoyed it. And did you know you can get access to these trends at any time from anywhere, directly from your phone on demand using the Trends bot? Just click this button at the top right of the page and it will take you directly to the bot. The JSON API, that's part of the Odd Alerts API as well. Get the raw data behind the Trends pages so you can create your own tools, your own scripts, your own alerts, whatever, it's up to you. And of course, for all you spreadsheet geeks, you can download the CSVs directly and do whatever you like. Next, we are checking out the football form guide for the 92 in the EFL ahead of what is going to be a superb weekend, the final weekend of 2024. Let's go. So this is the football form guide, a brand new tool. Just head to oddalerts.com/form-guide or just head to the description and the pinned comment and you'll be able to access it right there. I'm looking at the last 10 data here for the 92. You can look at La Liga, you can look at Premier League, Bundesliga, more leagues coming all the time, and the ability to look at the grouped top 5 European leagues as well, which is quite interesting. So we're going to start with games won because we can see that Birmingham, Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal all top of the table with 8. And interestingly, 3 of them playing away from home in their next game. As are Nottingham Forest, who I feel deserve a massive shout out. They've won 7 of the last 10 games. Absolutely fantastic. And what we'll do is look at the top and then the bottom for most of these metrics because this is a place you really don't want to be. There's nobody that's winless, which is interesting. But as you can see, Leicester, Cambridge, Bristol Rovers, Cardiff City, Newport County, Manchester City. Look at the company they keep at the moment. Stoke City just sacked their manager yesterday. Southampton just got a new manager. Hull City away at Blackburn. We will talk about that game in a moment because I've also earmarked it. There is incredible value, I feel, in that game. Just keep that in the memory bank that Hull City have won 1 of the last 10 games and travel to face Blackburn, who are in superb form. Let's jump now to goals scored. So no team in England has scored more goals than Arsenal across the last 10 games. Chelsea and Middlesbrough not too far behind with 27 scored. And it's interesting because Borough are hosting Burnley, who has the best defence in the Championship, but has scored just 13 times during this same period, as we can see. If we go to the bottom of this, we will see Hull City once more. 6 goals in the last 10 games, and they face a very, very difficult challenge, as we just mentioned, away at Blackburn. Now, let me tell you, Blackburn are evens to win this game at the time of recording. That is massive, massive value, in my opinion. Now, for teams that win the most corners, and Leeds are up there 10 of the last 10 games. Chelsea with 9, Birmingham with 8, and I want to just flag that one for a second because these markets are usually available in League One. The card markets are not available, the shot market's not available, but the corners, team to win the most corners, which is what this tool was created for, really. The ability to just see who wins this bet most times. And as you can see, Leeds 10 out of the last 10. If I was to put this to 15, I think it would even be 14 or 15 out of the last 15 for Leeds. But just look at Blackpool there. 1 out of the last 10 games playing away from home at Birmingham City. You would expect Birmingham to dominate that game. I'm not saying Blackpool can't score because we saw their record away from home earlier in the video. But for Birmingham to have the most corners, it looks a decent selection as well. And now BTTS, we touched on it on the trends section, didn't we? But we can now see all English teams at a glance in terms of the last 10. And we can see Brighton 9 of their last 10, they're away at Aston Villa. That should be a very interesting game. Aston Villa in need of something. Ollie Watkins to come back in after Duran's controversial red card, shall we say. Duran gets sent off for that, and João Pedro didn't get sent off for the clear, aggressive, intentful elbow to the... If he connects with that elbow, that's like a Pedro Mendes type injury, I think. I would have sent him off 100%, and I think he should have been sent off, because you can't go around doing that. Just because you didn't connect, that shouldn't matter, should it, really? If you've not seen it, have a look on X, type in João Pedro, and I'm sure you will see it. Swindon second, joint with Middlesbrough, and Middlesbrough-Burnley, very interesting game for me this. We can see Burnley just 3 of the last 10 in terms of BTTS. Middlesbrough we saw near the top for goals scored recently across the last 10. What was it? Only Arsenal had more than them. Now, if they can penetrate that Burnley defence, 1.8 for BTTS looks decent for me for a double, which I will include in a moment on my EFL double. So, yeah, what do you think? Can Middlesbrough score at home, as they have done so many times, especially in the last 10 games? But for Burnley, they have got one of the best defences in the league. Can it be penetrated by Middlesbrough, who are the top scorers in the Championship across the last 10 games? Let us all know in the comments. So that was the Football Form Guide Digest. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm just going to leave you here with the top European League section, and I'm also going to just tell you about a new feature that is coming in January. So all pro users will be able to subscribe to the Football Form Guide, and what I will do is create a newsletter that takes all of these data points and creates an article for you that goes out on maybe Thursday or Friday, and you'll be able to select the leagues that you like, and you'll get a personalized newsletter, probably written with AI. So it'll take all the data points that you care about, all the markets that you care about, and it'll send you the teams that are doing well for that metric across the last 10, 5, 6, whatever you select. And then it'll tell you who they're playing and the likelihood, the odds. Is it a value bet? And I think that will be a very, very valuable tool. If you're interested in trying that first, let me know in the comments. I will select some of you at random to beta test it, as well as the season ticket holders, of course. And yeah, that's just something that is coming. I had the idea the other day, and I think it will be a fantastic addition to the Pro package. So if you're excited for that, let me know. So now on to Man versus Machine, and this is my treble that's going to go up against the Machine. I've got an EFL double as well, so stay tuned for that. But this is my treble, for the weekend, and let's just go through it, shall we? Sporting or draw, we went through that. New manager, potential bounce. They've got a great home record. I don't believe that a team can become terrible overnight. They sacked the guy that was replacing Amarim already, bringing in a decent manager from that league. And Sporting or draw, we looked at the head-to-head as well. No away win in that fixture in the last 6 games. This is where the beef comes into this treble. Blackpool, Birmingham, BTTS. Now, Birmingham, fantastic clean sheet record in recent times, but Blackpool have been away from home and scored in the majority of their games, and against decent teams as well. I think Steve Bruce and Blackpool, they are suited to playing away from home in these types of games, because they've got pace on the break, and they've really struggled to break teams down at home this season. So 1.9, I think, was quite generous for BTTS. Of course, the bookies are factoring in that clean sheet record for Birmingham, and they are superb. I would expect them to still win, or certainly not lose, this game against Blackpool. And then Norwich QPR. Talked about the single that I'm also on. I was looking at Norwich just to win this game. That is a value bet as well. But over 1 goal, 1.28 is a nice little addition to this game, because I'm going to be playing half-time, full-time for Norwich as a single, which is 2.86, I think I mentioned before. So that is my treble. Now we're going to jump over to the bet slip generator and see what it's got for us. So 3.86 were the odds. 3.86. And we're going to go with threes. And the minimum odds, none are over 1.2 or 3, are they? So we can keep that. We're going to keep the competitions as open. So we do have a selection here, and 41% value. We had the value bets toggle on. 1.53 home win or draw from Turkey, and then another 1x from Ghana. 1.57 and 1.53, and then 1.4 for over 1.5 goals in the Stevenage Bristol Rovers game. As I say, Man versus Machine, the Machine won the previous round, and many rounds before that. He's been on fire this season since it was introduced. And you can check out this tool on oddalerts.com, go to the top, hit what's new, and you'll see the bet slip generator there as well. And you can create your own bet slips whenever you like. It's also available on the API, so you can request bet slips on demand based on the leagues you want, the times, the sort of probability values as well. So that's the machine's pick. Now I've got a bonus double for you. Let me put it together for you now on Bet365. And please, if you've enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and just comment anything. Just comment your predictions for the games that you're looking forward to, who you think has had a good 2024 in terms of in the Premier League, the EFL, or beyond. Let me know, and I look forward to reading the comments. So this is the second selection from the man, and it is Blackburn to win. We saw the form, or lack of form, from Hull, and Blackburn are in decent form coming into this game and ending the year in very good form as well. More than capable of winning this game, by the way. So evens is a very, very generous price, I feel. And BTTS, Middlesbrough, Burnley, Middlesbrough top scorers in the Championship across the last 10, as we saw. Only outscored by Arsenal, I think it was. And Burnley, best defence in the league, of course. But can Middlesbrough get through them with their goal-scoring ability? 1.8 for BTTS. It's enticing enough for me. 3.6 for the double. Let me know what you think in the comments. And we will end by taking a look at the probability model for the Premier League on Sunday, and it's just weird having, a 2:30 or 3 p.m. games on a Sunday. It's a bit strange, isn't it? But you can see here, in terms of the away win, Man City 1.81 with the model. So huge negative value for this, because they're still like 1.33 in reality with the bookmakers. Liverpool 1.65 implied odds away at West Ham. I think that one might be trickier than people think. I think West Ham will score in that game. Let me know what you think in the comments as well. Everton Forest, tight game expected. Tottenham Wolves, this is a big game for Ange Postecoglou. Wolves 2 wins out of 2 under the new manager, and beating Manchester United in the previous game. In terms of the Championship, no standouts really in terms of the model. There's a lot of games that are under evens. Oxford to beat Plymouth, Coventry to beat Millwall. Coventry, good win against Plymouth. Plymouth, I can't see how Rooney survives much longer if that away form continues and if the winless run continues. So plenty of games on Sunday. It's like a Saturday, isn't it? It's very strange. I've just seen Wrexham as well, so we'll check out Wrexham because they're hosting Wigan. The odds are 1.8, peak of 1.87 with 1xbet. And of course, if you followed this channel in 2024, you'll see that we mentioned Wrexham quite a bit, and they've not let us down this year whenever we've actually selected them. Which is, they've only not lost twice, but the odds are usually quite generous. And Wigan at the moment unbeaten in 3 games. It's not for me this week. I do like it when they're evens or just above, but let me know what you're on this weekend. Add your predictions in the comments. Any feedback on Odd Alerts as well, any feedback on the channel for 2024, get it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one, which could be next year.